Guys, you just let us know that EA has released their latest Star Wars game trailer. Now, I knew about this. It got leaked, I think, by GameSpot or Stop, and I tweeted on it. I was like, hopefully this is not some on-rail shooter, but like a combat sim, okay? Otherwise, you will miss the point entirely. Pilots wanted it Star Wars Squadrons. All we got was a image, and now we actually have the full reveal trailer. So to talk about it a little bit before, obviously, I'm a huge fan of X-Wing, TIE Fighter, those games from LucasArts back in the day. I would love to see a combat sim. I want it to be a combat sim. I would also be happy with like a Rogue Squadron, because I remember the days of playing on the Nintendo 64, I think with even the expansion or the slot, and that was freaking awesome. So those are my expectations. What are your guys?
I remember playing Air Warrior in like the mid-90s, and that's the type of thing I want. I want extended dogfights. I want to think about positioning, and that's what I want from this. But what I'm worried about is it's an EA game, and so they always have to cater to the lowest possible level of gamer to sell as many as possible. And so I really hope that this either has like a high skill cap, and so we can get in as a squadron, and we can do 5-on-5 and just be...
Where is the fucking B-Wing? B-Wings!
They can't fit them
That's
all.
just one
It
image,
might be in there, right?
All right. All right, well, let's get it started and give our impressions after. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that's just the cinematic. I was like, what the fuck am I? It's an in-game footage of
Love
it.
the
You son of a
sounds,
bitch.
though.
Full power.
Oh, yeah. See, this is what I want to see from Disney Plus, guys. This is the kind of shit that would be so fucking cool. So I think that was a female pilot. We would get so many cool new characters in the Star Wars universe that don't have the Force at all. Look at this. Freaking capital ship battle.
Pilots,
Yeah, someone you
TIE
can
fighter.
grow with. It'd be pretty
you are
sweet.
the Empire's strength.
Ooh, be the bad
Do
guys.
not accept defeat.
I want to.
But this soul looks so much
Give me
like
the option.
Battlefront's, you know, cutscenes. Get to the gameplay already.
I don't know if they have gameplay.
What?
Vengeance.
It's early. They didn't want to put this out yet.
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, maybe that's an idea of it. No.
A wedge?
Well, I think so. We're gonna go on missions from the Star Wars universe and historical timeline as we know it.
Shot.
Got a Red Skull here. We get some behind the scenes Imperial covert operations.
5 pilots.
Oh, my mouse droid.
1 squadron.
5-on-5?
5-on-5.
Galaxy's finest.
Okay, so it's maybe multiplayer centric.
So I want to be on the dark side.
All right, no, I gotta go with an X-Wing, Joe. Come on. All right, we'll do both.
I will see you on the battlefield.
Man, I'll wreck your shit. Oh, come on. I wanted to see gameplay.
Looks pretty cool, though.
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I hope they really focus on the controls not being too stiff.
Yeah.
I want to be super agile, like a TIE Fighter is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love the sounds and stuff. Well, obviously, we have to wait for some gameplay.
Yeah, I want to see the gameplay trailer.
Yeah,
But
it says
still,
game engine
pretty cool.
footage, but that's obviously just, you know, FMV. So it just gives you an idea of dogfighting. So really, they're hyping up this dogfight quite a bit. And the problem being is, you know, is it this crappy, you know, on rails? It doesn't appear so. It appears like it's... My main concern is it's just going to be Criterion. You know how they helped out DICE in the Battlefront 2 dogfights? Now, they were much improved from Battlefield 1, so I can give you that. But I'm just worried that it's just that mode expanded. And I was hoping for an actual combat simulator, for EA to take it seriously, maybe even release some themed joysticks, again for PC users and to go all in. That kind of dream will probably never happen ever again, but I come from those days, and I really desperately want them again. You know, in the meantime, we got to wait for the, you know, colossal disaster Star Citizen and these types of games. I just wish that EA would jump back in now that they have the LucasArts under their wing and the Star Wars license. Well, not necessarily LucasArts, but I was thinking of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. But, you know, the concept looks good. I'll say that. We got some bombers here. I don't know what type of laser this is. That's some kind of special weapon because it was almost like a beam.
Yeah.
I've not seen that before in any of the TIE Fighter games. But, you know, this 5-on-5, it could be a quick format. I just worry that too many game publishers and developers are becoming obsessed with esports and quick little formats. Nah, man, just go all in on an immersive combat simulator in the Star Wars universe. When are we going to see that? I thought that maybe Star Citizen would be out by now, and the reason why I say that...
Why would you say
Well, you know, when I first backed it back 7 years ago, I was like, you know what? If this goes well, maybe they could get the Star Wars license, and we could have like a motherfucking MMO Star Wars combat game, space combat game. But they can't even get their first game out, you know? And meanwhile, you got EA here who is trying to go, not to the lowest common denominator, but they're trying to appeal to every single person they possibly can. So my, you know, suspicions are this is controller based. This is just an expanded mode from Battlefront 2 in Dogfight. Now, if there's an adequate story like there was in Rogue Squadron, and if the mode is fun enough, then I'm all right with it.
Well, it's 5-on-5, and so it's possible.
I'm happy, but I'm not overjoyed or super hyped if that's what it's going to be. Go ahead.
But if it's 5-on-5, they can make it so that it's anyone can jump into the game. You know, it's games like Valorant, right, which are easy to play but hard to master. And so they could develop it, and this is wishful thinking, that they could develop it in a way that anyone can play this game, especially just on the console, because it comes out PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I understand that if they did a controller, Alex, that the number of people that own a controller are probably like 1% of the PC population. And on console, 0%. You know what I mean? So what I want is not happening. So I already have to look for a compromise, and you're saying that's the compromise.
Yeah, that it could be a system that has enough skill involved that it could have big dogfights. But I don't necessarily want 5-on-5. I was thinking like 30-on-30.
Yes.
You have different Star Destroyers all over the place, point A, point B, and point C, and you have to choose which one to be at because there's concentrated. It's pretty much what Air Warrior was, what PlanetSide turned into a decade later, and that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for.
No, I agree 100%. I would. Star Wars is about wars amongst the stars, and you would think that the battles would be bigger. Now, obviously, they're probably going to simulate that with bots. Because an Imperial Star Destroyer can launch, it has a complement of fighters much more than 5, okay?
Well, only 5 right now, okay?
Yeah.
God damn EA. But I think that maybe they're just trying to say, oh, well, we're focusing on the heroes, you know, that actually matter in the battle. Are there going to be bots, number one, to make that battle feel bigger? I think that is a bare minimum requirement in order to make it feel Star Wars. Otherwise, it's going to feel somewhat empty, you know? And also, shooting down bots, you know, occasionally as you go after the other players makes you feel like a badass. Makes you feel like a Poe who can get 17 kills on screen.
It boosts your confidence for a bit.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm not
At
that
least I can
bad.
kill the
bots.
The opportunity is huge to fuck it up, and that's what is worrying me. So anyway, October 2nd is when it is going to release for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. You got Epic and Origin and Steam with cross-platform support.
Stadia?
So the PlayStation and PC versions can be played in VR. That is massive. That I'm going to give you huge props for. We're reading through the details now. That is fucking awesome because we got the PlayStation VR, and one of the best games on it that we enjoyed was the Star Wars experience in that. So now to actually get a structured built game for VR, hell yes. good on you for that. Set after the battle on Endor, so this is sort of continuing the storyline. Squadrons feel both a multiplayer and a single-player campaign. For the campaign motive, yeah, I think it was not Criterion, but motive that was helping out, is creating a new story that unfolds from the perspective of the studio, calls 2 customizable pilots. Perfect! That's what I want. I want to create myself on there. One for the Republic's Vanguard Squadron and one for Emperor's Titan Squadron. The wingmates at your side are original characters, so we'll get voice acting, we'll get that. We don't know who they are yet, but it appears you get your first look at them. So this is great. That's good news there. The multiplayer component focuses on 5-on-5 dogfighting. We assume you'll be able to select whichever wing or tie you want. Motive is provided to play for one of the multiplayer modes called Fleet Battles. Players begin a brief in a briefing room where scrimmages are planned and then take off battle a rival team with the ultimate goal of destroying their flagship. And that's what we saw there towards the end of the trailer. This one right there, that flagship mode, Fleet Battle. These battles unfold first person. It's got objectives. Some of the locations are new to Star Wars. Gallatin's Shattered Moon, Yavin Prime's Gas Giant. Playing multiplayer will reward you with experience points that eventually leads to ranks being earned. I'm getting worried, which in turn gives you new weapons, engines. Good, that's fine. That's what you want to do. You want to do it, right? And then customizable options are handed out to change the look of your pilot exterior. Okay, it sounds, well, handed out. What do they mean by handed out? You mean after the exchange of money? Or handed out as you go through the progression?
Cosmetics will be for money.
I think it's going to be a combination of the both. I can't wait to get my hands on. Okay, so that's bits. All right, guys. So obviously, as a fan of Star Wars and actual space battles, that's why Rogue One is a really fun film for me to rewatch over and over because they really get in depth in that. I'm excited for it. But I would be massively fucking hyped if it was this combat sim that I've always wanted and returned to form. But we'll see. We'll see how it is. All right, guys. I need a haircut, and I will see you on the next Angry Joe show.
Bye, guys.